name is Julie Fei-Fan Balzer, and today I'm going to give you a quick overview of all the functions in your ScanNcut machine so you will not wonder what any of those buttons do. Once your machine is plugged in, you're just going to hit the power button. Remember, there's no computer, there's no wireless required, there's no nothing. You just plug it into the wall and hit the power button. And you can see this screen comes up with moving images. And you're thinking, what's happening? It just keeps endlessly going. And that's true. That's a screensaver that's going to keep going until you hit the home button. So it'll tell you that the carriage and mat are going to move to the initial position. Keep your hands, etc. away from the carriage. That is fine. And there you go. You're at your first screen. Now, the ScanNcut is really always a choose your own adventure kind of machine. So do you want to go on a pattern cutting adventure, or do you want to go on a scanning adventure? And I tell people to poke every button possible so that they know what it is. So let me just explain to you under the scan menu what you have. You have direct cut. That's for directly cutting something out. So let's say you have a stamped image and you want to directly cut it out, okay? Scan to cut data means you're scanning something in and you want to create a cutting file which you will save into the machine or to USB, okay? And then scan to USB, that's actually not scanning a cutting file, and that's really important to realize. Scan to USB is actually when you want to scan a JPEG in, because you can use the ScanNcut as like a home scanner. If you wanted to scan photos or something like that to a USB as a JPEG, that's what that would do. If you'd like to learn more about using direct cut, scan to cut data, or any of these other functions, there are lots of tutorial videos for you. And as always, this backwards arrow is going to send you back to the previous screen. You can, of course, also hit the home button to go home. Now, let's look at some of the other buttons here on the panel. This is the settings button. It looks like a little wrench, so you know it's like your toolbox. And you can see you can choose your language. You can choose whether you're using millimeters or inches. The cut area, if you're using the larger mat, the 12 by 24 mat, it's right there for you, okay? Or if you're using the 12 by 12 mat, there it is for you there as well. The background, this is when you're scanning something in. If you want the scan to be dark, if you want it to be light, or if you want to turn it off completely. Everything is customizable. And again, many of the screens that you'll see here have these arrow keys, and they tell you right at the top, this is screen 1 of 5. So I know there are 5 screens that I can scroll through and see all the different choices. Cut speed, cut pressure, your drawing speed, your drawing pressure, whether you want there to be an auto shutdown, which I do have set at an hour, that's the factory setting, and any of the standard settings are here in the black lines, if you're in the black squares. If you change it, what you'll see is it goes to something else so that you're aware that that's not what the factory setting is, which is kind of nice. You can turn the sounds off so that you don't hear them, or right back on. You can alter the seam allowance to anything that you would like, and we just keep going through all the different choices. If you don't like that opening screen, you don't have to see it. You can turn it off, and this is going to tell you exactly what version of software, etc. you're running. So super easy, and I just hit OK to get right out of that, and anytime at any point I can open the settings really easily, and I can get out of it simply by hitting OK. Over on the right side, you'll see we have the load and unload little icon here, and that's just how we load our mat in and out of the machine. And then the start stop button, which when it's ready for you to start, it will actually light up for you. That's why it's clear instead of white. And at any point, if something's going wrong with your cut or your scan or whatever, just hit the stop button and everything will immediately stop, and you can eject and work backwards. So now, like I said, it's choose your own adventure. So let's go on a pattern cutting adventure, and there's so many more things, buttons to push here. So let's go through what some of the buttons are. Again, you'll notice we have our up and down keys, and this is page 1 of 2. So I know that there's a second page back here. But what do all these icons mean? Well, it's super duper easy. Each of these icons is a cover for built-in designs. And now, depending on which ScanNcut machine you have, you'll have different designs. And again, there are 12 pages now of different designs that you have under here. And you can, of course, choose any of them that you'd like to work with. Okay, and now each of these is a cover for more things. For instance, you get to this and you think, oh, this is a dog and a butterfly. No, it's just telling you that there are animals hidden under here so that you know that you can get any of your animal designs from underneath. Okay, just like this is showing you that these are all the different scrapbook page designs. And of course, we can always go back using the backwards button. This is all laid out very logically for you. You can see we have holidays, you have home, sports. It's pretty obvious. This is even zodiac signs if you wanted something like that. So let's go back another step and let's look under some of these other things. These are all sorts of cool welded word art that you can play with. And again, there are 14 screens of that, and I know that because I can see that number 14 right there. We have borders of all kinds for you to play with. There are a whole bunch of fonts in here, which is really awesome. And if you use any of the fonts, all you do, just like you just type in whatever word you want. There's uppercase and lowercase right there. You can see that. And all kinds of fun different things. There, it's what it looks like. And I can keep going backwards at any point just by hitting the back button. This is some fancier alphabets. You can see you have a serif alphabet, a Greek alphabet, and a sort of hand-lettered calligraphic alphabet. And on the second screen now, you can see these are different quilting patterns. So the ones here are, again, covers. There are 11 pages of different quilt designs under here that you can use. And whether you're a quilter or you're a paper crafter, you can use these designs for all sorts of different things, which I think is pretty darn cool. And if you go back again, you'll see these are lots and lots of applique designs. Now, what does it mean when the designs have multiple colors? You know, that's confusing to you at all. Let me show you exactly what it means. So you choose your design, okay? You can choose your size, and like everything else, everything works with these plus and minus buttons to resize and redo. You hit OK. Look how every single part of this design is now separated out, and it shows you on the screen which part it is that you're selecting. So you can cut it out of different colors, out of different whatever you want. You can choose how many you want. If you want to cut certain parts and not others, you get to be the decider. And that's one of the things that I love about the Scan and Cut is I get to be the decider of my own adventure. So let's go back again and look at some of the other buttons that we can choose from here. So under pattern, you can see we also have the test cut, which I have created a video for you all about how to use the test cut, but that's a great way to set your blade depth and really make sure that everything is cutting correctly. And then save data. You will see these two icons very frequently, so it's important to know the difference. This is your machine. It even looks like your machine, and this is the icon for USB. So if you have anything saved to an external USB, you're going to find it here, and if you have anything saved into your machine, you're going to find it right there. So I hope I have demystified what all of these little buttons mean, and you will give pressing all of them a try so that you can get the most out of your Scan and Cut. For more tips, tricks, and ideas, visit my blog at balzerdesigns.typepad.com or check out the Scan and Cut website at scannandcut.com.